This episode is sponsored by Good Mead's Emporium, found on Etsy.com.
Look, I'm not entirely sure why you keep paying this gym fella a monthly fee. Instead of paying to go hang out at his place and look at heavy equipment being moved from one place to another by sweaty humanoids, come by Good Mead's Emporium. Over at Good Mead's Emporium, we've got miniatures and models which will absolutely make you feel fulfilled when you purchase, paint, and play with them. I guarantee you that painting six-pack abs on is infinitely easier than sculpting them out of your flesh. Head on over to Good Mead's Emporium on Etsy. New releases monthly. Hey, forget about it.
All right, I'm gonna shoot Chris. I'm gonna shoot him a message.
Just shoot him. That's messed up, dude. Friends don't shoot friends.
That's not true. I bet we can
funny enough.
Funny enough, there are plenty of friends that have shot friends, but that's just it's not right.
Dick Cheney. Just saying.
50 Feet of Rope, a tabletop podcast of good friends throwing bad dice. Your cast: Adam plays Crow, who is a swashbuckler rogue.
I am hoping you have a story that you can tell me.
Brian plays Pix, who is a wild magic sorcerer.
I feel you're so cute, but I also want to vomit.
Chris plays Scraps, who is an alchemist articifer.
This is not scientific.
Josh plays Wally, who is a divination wizard.
Study. Magic.
Lindsey plays Salt, who is a gunslinger fighter.
Yeah, bro, you just gotta catch the cosmic wave just right.
And featuring Julien as the dungeon master.
I take deep, visceral pleasure in informing you that this time you do not get sneak attack.
This is Campaign 1, Shanties of the Astral Sea, a custom Spelljammer homebrew game developed by Julien himself. Episode 9, Harcourt's Secret. After traveling through the infinite depths of Wildspace, the adventurers have found themselves as welcomed guests to Thessalia's uncle Lofus. Yet, not all is well. Captain Harcourt is still not recovered from his captivity. Salt and Scraps both wonder if the captain is under a Mind Flayer's control. Yet, the truth is far worse than they can possibly imagine.
But you all must be quite tired. Shall I show you to lodgings? Do you wish to sleep here, or do you wish to return to your vessel?
I will sleep any place that doesn't have these terrible jokes.
I mean, this place is awesome. I mean, the puns are horrendous. I agree with Pix there, but yeah, I'll hang out here.
Then I will have someone. If anyone is free, I will have them show you to a place to sleep. Please, come, and he gestures to a kind of rotund-looking dwarven man. His beard is full and braided, and he's wearing just kind of simple rough-spun clothing, tunic, jerkin kind of thing. This is my good friend. He will take you to a place to sleep. He will bring you to your rooms. At this point, Thessalia kind of comes over and says, "Oh, but Pix, will you stay with me? I would like to have girl time, girl talk time."
Oh, you know it, sister.
Oh, okay. And you are led out of the longhouse to a number of simple, basically cabins. They are sturdily constructed. They have beds in them that are, thin mattress made out of straw wrapped around by rough spun fabrics. And there's probably enough room to go around where you guys could bunk two to a cabin if you wanted to, or you can all congregate in one if you wish. It's up to you guys. But in any case, Thessalia takes you aside, Pix, and brings you along to what is clearly a much more lived-in house than what anyone else is going to be staying in. It has a more swept flagstone floor. The wooden beams are more they shine because they've been polished in places. The kitchen is more elaborate. There is a larger stove to cook on, and all of the surfaces are clean. Just wow, it's weird to be here. It's been so long. I think I was gosh, last time I saw it, I must have been only in my early 30s. Oh, feels like I was just a child. And she takes you into a room that has like a large, lumpy, stuffed bed, larger than anything that you've seen. This is like verging into king size territory picks. And there are like colorful tapestries that she's clearly woven herself on the walls. And there's a there's a big desk for you, a little desk for her. And it has just this very like homey, cutesy, slightly homeschool kid vibe to it.
Homeschool kid vibe.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
This is you're looking around, and
is Thessalia having a slumber party with Pix?
I'm pretty positive that's what happened.
I love it.
I have some like big heavy blankets that we can put on one side so that you can have like your part of the bed. I'm sorry I don't have another mattress for you, Pix. Maybe Pix Thessalia, like, she pulls up a trunk, and not her trunk. There's an actual, chest, a footlocker, and there's all sorts of pillows and blankets. And she pulls them out and she kind of like tosses them onto your side. And she like excitedly jumps up on the bed and just, all right, okay, Pix. I've never actually had like a whatever you called it before. So what do you do?
All right. Well, first of all, no offense, Thessalia. I'm gonna think. I think I might. It's probably better I sleep on the floor.
Oh.
Because like you're. I don't want to sound. You're really big and I'm really small, and
yeah.
if you roll over, you could kill me.
Oh, definitely. Oh yeah, you're really small, Pix. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just would like to be alive tomorrow.
Yeah,
I don't.
I could sleep on the floor. You could have the bed.
No, no way. About having a boyfriend, I don't know. Like, I haven't had a boyfriend. Boys are icky. They smell. They're dirty.
Well, I mean, yeah, but sometimes they're sweaty and.
Oh God! No. Oh, yeah. I mean.
We don't have to talk about that if it makes you feel weird, Pix. I'm sorry.
Don't you have to apologize. I think you need to do is maybe catch his eye. I don't know.
Catch his eye. Oh wait, hold on. I have an idea. And she kind of like trots over to the window and she pushes it open and she reaches down to the ground and she pulls up something from below, and she's holding like an uprooted stem. Like there's like roots trailing from below, and it's just like a green stem with some kind of half-eaten leaves. And she holds it in her hands for a second, and she cups them, and she is kind of staring at it with concentration. And you watch as this the stem begins to grow and extend, and it begins to bud off and spread. And vines begin to come out of it, and it kind of starts to weave around, and it becomes this like crown of greenery, like vines that have intertwined with each other to form a wreath. And then leaves begin to bud off of that, and then those leaves begin to open up, and there's flowers that then begin to blossom and bloom. And she has this like floral garland that she's just druid crafted in her hands, and she like rests it on her elephantine head, and she goes, like, this is this eye-catching?
Oh my God, that's you're magical?
Oh yeah. I mean, oh no, I'm sorry, Pix. I know that no one in your home world is, and that's like really kind of hard because gosh, I don't know what you do without magic. But yeah, most of the people I know have magic of one kind or another.
Wow. Does Salt know that you have magic?
I don't know, maybe. I wouldn't bother him to like. Do you think he thinks that a flower hat is stupid?
Oh, I don't.
Hold on. And she like plucks another stem from the outside of the window, and she like cups her hands again, and she repeats this, and she makes this like, again, like this kind of very beautiful, simple flower crown made out of living interwoven vines and flowers. And these like blossoming red flowers open, and she has made it much smaller. and she very carefully puts it on your head, Pix. So you now have a little garland.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I think what we can do is when we're back on the ship, maybe we could arrange to have a dinner with the three of us.
Oh, yeah. I could make something for everybody. Wait, just the three of us?
Yeah, we can say there's not enough food and scraps. Wally, they can all Crow, they can just all leave the ship, and then it just be the three of us, and then it's like we're all talking, we're having a good time, and then it's like, I need to leave for some reason. Maybe I have to go to the bathroom, except I never come back.
And then we would be just the two of us.
Just the two of you. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you get nervous, you can hit the ground, and then I'll know that to come back.
You mean black out?
No, I mean just hit the ground. Sir.
I might actually black out though. Okay.
Well,
okay.
If you black out, you would wake up in his arms.
Oh, I gotta calm down. Pix, you can't say stuff like that to me.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Listen. All right. Pix, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I don't want to just talk about my silly crush. I don't know any. You told me that there's no magic where you're from, but I don't know anything about the nude hamster.
It's New Hampshire.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, everyone knows it's the red. Yeah, it's fine. We have cars. We can drive around. There's movies.
What's a car?
It's like a cart without a horse, and it just moves on its own. And then there's a roller skating rinks.
What's
which
roller
are really
skating?
It's like this big place with lots of wood on the floor, and you put wheels on your feet, and you just you go in circles, and sometimes you can hold someone's hand. So imagine you and Salt holding each other's hand under this big ball that glows all these lights, and they play sometimes some really nice music.
Oh, that sounds really strange. You guys clearly are trying to figure out how to entertain yourselves without magic.
Where I'm from, we don't need magic.
Oh, wow. But how do you make the ball glow? And she begins to question you in detail about the intricacies of social life in the 1980s. Your talk goes well into the night as Thessalia, with rapt attention, listens to the life of a teenager from Keene, New Hampshire, explain how movies work and what popcorn is, and why on earth would you want to put tree sap that's been hardened into your mouth and then chew on it and blow a bubble?
Honestly, I could just have listened to you guys literally have that conversation for the next hour and a half. I was super entertained.
But we won't do just that conversation. We'll instead bop back over.
One last thing, Julien.
Yeah, what's up?
And then before we go to bed, it ends with a pillow fight.
Oh, I mean, obviously. And there's actually one moment where, terrified, where Thessalia goes, ha ha ha, and uses her trunk to hit you with a pillow, and you go clean across the room. Oh no, Pix, I'm sorry!
But it's okay, you don't get concussions in D&D. You just take a long rest, and no matter how badly fucked up you are, you're okay.
Pix is aware of the weirdness that you actually can sleep off a concussion in D&D world. Yeah, no, just go to sleep, it's fine. Don't worry, no, seriously, the sooner the better. Fall asleep whenever if your head is ringing and you can't focus your eyes, quick nap.
How far away are we from the ship? Can I ask? Like in minutes of walking?
You took a solid 10-minute walk to get from the ship, which was out on the outskirts of the town, through to the main part of
Harcourt's
town.
just alone in the room right now, locked in the room.
Correct. So Lofus returns after kind of as people are being directed to their various sleeping spaces. He does pull you aside, Salt. You mentioned before about having a sick crew member. Do you wish someone to minister to them? We have many accomplished healers here.
Well, you made mention of some mushroom you've got that can help unlock the inner brain, right?
Oh, yes. One of our deeper mysteries.
So, I'm not going to bore you with the deep. How connected to the outside world are you guys? Like,
Barely. I mean, Thessalia leaving was something of a major event around here. She was taken by Wanderlust, and we do have some contact with Spelljammer crews that come and go to collect. And he roll an insight check, Lindsey.
oh, very good.
He's as he's talking about the Spelljammer crews, you can tell that he's actually a little uncomfortable and is starting to try to deflect. His mannerism is expansive and vivacious all the time, and then all of a sudden he kind of pulls in. So we have had some people that we connect with.
It's okay, bro.
And
it's okay.
There are medicinal properties to much of what we grow here, and again, the contact is minimal. We have gone months without seeing anyone from the outside.
I think he's a fucking drug dealer.
And there is only... and so at one of these rare events, Thessalia took it into her head to go on walkabout and find something out there beyond the stars that she could be a part of. And I'm proud of her. But yes, so we know some of the outside world, mostly through stories. Why?
So, I mean, I'm captain of our ship.
Oh.
In interim. But our previous captain, he got in a tussle with Mind Flayer. I don't know if you know what they are, but they're pretty nasty folk, and they fuck with your brain pretty hardcore.
Oh. So you think to use some of our...
I wouldn't presume, but like if it would help him, or if you could take a look at him or something like that, it would be pretty amazing. We'd be in your debt, man.
Oh, well, ministering to those who ail and bringing health to those who can recover is, of course, part of our calling. It would be no great burden upon me. Please bring me to your ship that I may see this man you speak of.
Yeah, we could do that. And as we walk to the ship,
sure. And he before he does, any of you who wish to rest, please do not. I am an accomplished healer. If you wish to turn in for the evening and rest your bodies, I can go with Salt. Anyone who wishes to come along may, of course. This is your ship.
I'm coming. This is super interesting.
Scraps was planning on going back to the ship anyway, so if he hears that others are walking back there too, he's going to follow along. But yeah, I was definitely planning on spending the night on the ship in the lab. Check it out. What's on the slab?
Crow is not staying on the ship. Crow is very interested in speaking to whomever is still around the mushroom tree, and I have another thing that I would like to do before going to bed. So,
okay,
give me in a minute.
Lofus accompanies you all, the three of you. Yes, the three of you back to the ship, where you eventually stand underneath it as it floats in place there.
Yeah, the entire way back, Salt is trying to do the calculus in his head to figure out how to get this large Loxodon on a rope ladder up to the ship.
Can I roll a perception or an insight? Can I roll an insight check to infer that is what Salt is reflecting upon?
Sure, go ahead and roll insight.
Real quick, I think Wally changes his mind. He's going to stay with Crow in the trippy mushroom village.
Okay. If you guys ask anyone, by the way, so as you're still in the longhouse, or while you were in the longhouse, you noticed that there were people who were drinking what looked to be some sort of alcoholic beverage. But you did also notice that there were some people who looked like they were a little bit spaced out. They were kind of glancing around the room at things that maybe weren't there. and not like being, psychotic and screaming and ranting, but just kind of like chilling, having a mellow evening, and occasionally glancing into the corner of the room and smiling broadly. And so you are then escorted from that, and you are brought to a place to sleep. If you guys want to have a long rest, I know Crow, you want to do something else, and Wally, if you have something else, we can do that too.
I don't really have anything planned, but I'd probably just tag along with.
It would be actually really cool in the room. It would be really cool in the longhouse if I did it in the longhouse. What I had in mind.
Okay, cool. We'll come back to that. 12. Yeah, you can see that you're looking at Salt, and he's got like he's kind of like doing like a little chin strokey thing of his lion lean-in beard, and he, he's kind of like glancing. You can see that he's looking at the ship as you're approaching it. You have a sense that he's kind of like wondering something to himself.
All right.
Yeah.
I take no action based on that information.
So glad we did that then.
Yeah, me too. I was hoping it would either be high enough to be accurate or low enough to give me the totally wrong impression. But yeah, just Salt is thinking about something is like, yeah, me too, buddy. We all are.
We all are. You approach the ship, Salt, and Lofus is there alongside you, and he looks, this is quite a fine vessel. I like that it's alive. I like that it's a tree. I like that. I think that's a great thing to do.
You want to talk to it, brah?
Would I ever? Salt, one of the best things about having a living tree as your Spelljammer is that anywhere that you go, you can also leaf.
Oh, man.
Yes. I thought that was good. You wouldn't take root, for example, in a ship like this, because it's the roots. So how do we go up? Is there magic of some kind?
Well, I've got this rope ladder, but
you like hold the rope ladder, and it's the width of one of his legs. And it's like, yes. Okay.
I don't know if that's going to work. Alternatively, I have this magical, I think, rope, but I don't know what the rope does.
Interesting. May I see it?
Yes, here. Take a look at it.
And he takes the rope from you. And he goes, well, what? And he kind of like flicks it a couple of times, and he waggles it in the air. He spins it in a circle. How does it work?
I don't know. I have no idea what it does. I just know it's magical, I think. If you were able to know how, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to get you on the ship. Maybe I'll just have to go get Harcourt and bring him down here to you.
Oh, we're trying to get you aboard the ship?
Yeah.
I'm
sure
I
was just showing him the ship?
I'm sure we can devise something. I can construct a more stable ladder. It won't take any time at all.
You're watching as Lofus is still flicking the rope, and he goes, magic! Be the magic within you! Up! And he says up, and the end of the rope, as he flicks it up, doesn't come back down. He goes, oh yes, it is magic. Got it. And the end of the rope is just kind of there, upright, like just pointing straight up. And he just up, and he gestures with his other hand, and the rope begins to run through his left hand as he holds it, and goes up and up and up above the level of the deck of the ship, and kind of just hovers near the railing. I don't know. What do is there a sailing term? What do you do with a rope to make it? Do you cleat it? I don't sail. Not. And you watch as the end of the rope up above goes around the railing and quickly ties itself into a knot. There. This is a rope that is a magic rope. It's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. Can you climb it?
Oh, this is still going to be a real pain in my trunk. I mean, it's still just a rope with knots in it.
Can Can you use a ladder?
No, I mean, I can use this and the rope. What follows is something of you watch as he like puts a foot on the rope ladder and that like swings away and he's holding on to the other rope so his upper body stays. No, this is very undignified. Hold on.
I can use catapult to loop a rope from the ship like around his waist, for instance, to like assist him in getting up if he stumbles.
So,
but that would not exactly look dignified either. If he's looking to preserve dignity, it might be fun. It'd probably be like combining an amusement park ride.
Are you guys going up onto the deck of the ship without like ahead of him?
I mean, I'll stay down until he's up there, so
like
that
what,
I can.
Why?
I'll be like, I can catch you. This is a bad idea, but I'm here for moral support.
I want one of you to make an athletics check at advantage, or both of you to roll athletics. Your choice.
I got a +4.
It sounds like you should make it at advantage, Salt.
Yeah, that
Not
didn't really
good.
help.
That was not good.
That was a 4 and a 3.
All right. And with his... Okay. He rolled pretty well. He actually rolled a 20, which is fine. Between the three of you, a rope around him, the knotted silk rope, occasionally grabbing at the rope ladder, Salt pushing from below every now and then, Scraps pulling from above. Eventually, Lofus gets his bulk over the side of the railing of the Lady Luck and wheezes and pants on the deck. Really? A wooden ladder, some kind of staircase. You could have brought the boat lower. I don't know. Thank you for your help, both of you. All right.
Actually, on that point,
Give me a moment.
Scraps, can you show Lofus to where Harcourt is? I'm going to go see if I can ask the ship to land. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try.
Yes, I can. Come with me, Lofus.
Of course. And he follows you down into the depths of the ship, squeezing through the narrow passageways.
Yeah, I guide him to Harcourt's door, and before opening it or doing anything, I'll hold my finger up to my mouth and look at Lofus, and then lean my ear against the door. Do I hear anything?
Roll perception.
Of course.
You hear, as you put your ear to the door, the sound of someone walking quietly in the room, and a quiet murmur of a voice.
Interesting. I would like to listen for longer.
I
would like to... Wait, hold on a second.
Go ahead.
I'd like to... how big of a crack is there in between the door and the... I'm sure it's quite small, but...
Between the door and the frame?
Yeah.
There is not one. Like, it's actually a door that is set in a frame.
Okay, so there's no crack whatsoever?
It, opens inwards into the room, so when it is closed, it's actually, properly against a piece of material. Roll stealth for me, though. Oh, and I should probably also roll stealth for the...
I don't know why that's at... Oh, armor penalty.
Because you're wearing armor?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I should probably also roll it for the Loxodon who's walking next to you.
I'm sure he has a great stealth roll.
It's a big elephant, man. Actually not bad. You manage to there's a creaking of wood behind you as Lofus settles his weight behind you. And there's a pause in the noise that you can hear. And Lofus just kind of are we waiting for something?
Like a pause in the noise. What a pause in what noise? Like from the other side of the door?
That you hear on the other side of the door.
Yeah, like Harcourt has stopped walking, stopped talking, is what you're saying.
Right.
I'm gonna shake my head to quickly to Lofus as though to say it was nothing, and then open the door quite abruptly.
You do so, and Harcourt is sitting on the edge of the bed and just kind of sat there looking still haggard, maybe a little bit better than before. There have been a couple of days where he's managed to rest, so his condition has improved somewhat.
Harcourt.
Oh, Scraps. Yes, you burst in quite suddenly. Is everything all right?
I apologize. I have brought sustenance for you and also a physician who may be able to assist you.
Roll insight.
Recovery.
As you say, I've brought a physician, there's a brief flash of something across his face, an expression that happens too quickly for you to even identify it. But then he kind of rolls his shoulders like, oh, yes, that would be good, Scraps, thank you. Something to take off some of this horrible ache in my body. That'd be, thank you. You wouldn't happen to know Thessalia, do you? That might be terribly rude to assume that all elephant people know each other. No, it is actually, in this case, completely accurate. I am her uncle. Oh, you're her uncle. Well, she's truly a delightful child. You're very proud, I hope. Scraps, where are we? Where have we arrived?
Yes, I don't know the name of this place, and it is of no concern right now. It is important for us to tend to your injuries, though.
Oh, very well. Proceed, then. I place myself in your tender care. And he does sort of a truncated bow from this seated position. And Lofus approaches him and begins to kind of gently touch and prod some of his various bruises and contusions.
And significantly here, Lofus, we worry that Harcourt he's been damaged beyond those bruises.
Scraps, I'm right here. I mean, I might have taken a few lumps, but I'm hardly an invalid.
Of course, Harcourt.
What do you propose here? That what he should, and Lofus kind of looks at you a little bit more closely, and then
looks at me.
And then looks at Harcourt again. What is the nature of this?
Salt didn't tell you.
He said that something had happened to
Scraps is so out of his element right here. I'm just gonna be myself, and I'm just gonna be Scraps. Like I'm just gonna do it.
Salt, where are you?
As this is for the captain, probably.
We're gonna pause for a moment. Salt, where are you at the moment?
All right, so I went to the Spelljammer helm.
Yeah.
And in that room, I walked in and I went, ship, can you land? No. I touched the Spelljammer helm. Ship, can you land? Don't really want to sit in your Spelljammer helm because it's gonna hurt. Possibly Pix. Hopefully not me. Please land. Oh god damn it! All right, I sit.
You sit in the Spelljammer helm.
Yeah.
You lower inch by inch, and as you make contact with the seat of the helm, your body rests on it and it supports you. It's not really that comfortable. Pix probably would like a cushion of some sort. It's kind of just a hard wooden seat. The lumbar support isn't great.
I sit in it and I go, ship, can you pretty please land? No.
There is
We've been on a lot of adventures together. I'm sure you know who I am.
There is a slight creaking of wood as a breeze shifts the Spelljammer. A dust bunny is rolls across the floor in front of you.
All right, Julien.
Yeah, Lindsey.
Having been on the Spelljammer for quite some time, have I ever seen Harcourt, who, to my knowledge, doesn't have any magic, command or use the Spelljammer? Spelljammer help.
You have not.
Okay, well, then I'm going to say, fuck it. I cannot land the ship. and I will go join the rest.
You have seen it on occasion be muscled into position using like blocks and tackles that are arranged to like pull the Spelljammer this way into the port or that way into the port. And you know that there's a way of effectively like loosening the restrictions of the Spelljammer so that it's not quite as aggressive about keeping itself in place. The effective magical version of putting it in neutral. You are like profoundly unmagical in.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, not as unmagical as New Hampshire, but like you're, because everyone in D&D is a little bit magical, because otherwise how would like taking short rests and long rests make any sense? But you're not magical enough to move the Spelljammer.
No, I know.
So
it was an attempt.
Yeah, an attempt was made.
All right, I will go join the others.
So at this moment, Scraps, is when Salt joins you in this kind of tense moment where Lofus
Scraps is just kind of looking around helplessly like, well, Lofus, you see, Harcourt was imprisoned. He was almost definitely like mentally tortured, most likely his spirit broken, his body wrecked. I mean, the damage really was extensive, probably to his body, mind, and soul. And furthermore, I'm not even confident that he is who he is anymore. I mean, he could be.
Wait a minute.
I mean, that's
Scraps,
my concern.
I don't understand. Scraps, you of course I'm me. I mean, I've taken quite the hit, but it's just, it's a temporary loss of confidence. It's just jitters. It's nothing.
Sure, I mean, that's what he says, Lofus. I mean, but how can one really be sure? There are warning signs. I mean, it's something that is of great concern to me, Lofus. So if you can check, I don't know if you have that skill, but I'm concerned.
So I walk in and I go, all right, Illithid. And I would like to roll an insight check on the room.
Or you just like say Illithid out loud, like loudly?
I say, okay, Illithid. Because I'm either talking to Scraps or Harcourt, and I want to see who reacts.
Roll an insight check.
Oh shit! Damn. Natural 20 for a 25.
Everything in D&D is all about you guys fucking up my Christmas in interesting ways. You say, hey, Illithid, and you watch as just for a fraction of a second, Harcourt's head twitches towards you and then immediately stops, and you see his whole body just go a little bit rigid and then like relax intentionally.
And I'm going to
turn. It's a heartbeat of time.
Continue the deception. I'm going to turn to Scraps and be like, what's going on? Why isn't Lofus checking him up?
I don't know. I thought that Lofus, sir, our honored guest aboard the ship, I was hoping you could help us tend to and investigate
yes,
the
of course
issues
I will.
with Harcourt here.
And he brings his hands together, making sort of a cupping gesture, almost like holding a handful of earth. And he opens it up like a flower blooming and puts his hands on either side of Harcourt's head. And you watch as a cloud of iridescent, kind of rainbow-hued, basically dust, begins to pass over Harcourt's body. And where it does, bruises begin to fade, cuts begin to close. You see that the bloodshot red burst vessel eyeball clears up. The blood begins to flow away like an ink cloud in water in reverse. And Harcourt is healed. He looks hale and healthy again. And he looks to you and he goes, if there is something in his mind that you fear is broken, I can sit with him and invoke the Great Reclaimer. I can work some of our spiritual practice and see what trauma we can bring forth from him and heal. But this feels very strange. You all seem very tense.
Oh yeah, we're incredibly tense. Harcourt, sit down.
He kind of sits back in his seat.
Yes, I admit I am tense. This is true. I'm tense.
So, yes, Mr. Lofus, do you have an honorific?
You mean, I'm sorry, I don't know this word. An honorific?
Like a title?
Oh, a title. No, I'm Lofus.
Okay. Oh,
some
Lofus.
people call me, hey you, but then I turn around and I go, oh, it was Lofus.
All right. So, Harcourt, this is Lofus. Lofus, Harcourt.
Pleasure to meet you. Oh, and to meet you as well.
Harcourt, this is
Yes.
Scraps. But also, his name is Kelton.
Oh, okay.
So, Scraps here
Met
told us a
me as-
fantastic story about how Scraps, the name Scraps, and the identity of Scraps, is actually an illithid worm inside the body of Kelton.
Oh, my God.
Right, that
That's
is.
Fantastic, right?
also
Interesting.
horrifying. I mean, terrible.
Yeah, really.
I mean, yes, for Kelton. For my people, it is the natural course of things.
Oh,
But,
well, I mean,
I find it horrifying too, yes, but it's what I am.
not to,
So-
to denigrate anything, but illithids are terrible. I mean,
Yeah, cool. Like, long story short, I got places to be and things to do. So, potentially going to become an illithid and captive of illithid. We're going to find out if there's a worm in your brain. You got any problems with that? We can do it one way or the other.
how do you
One way is
plan?
way less messy.
How do you plan on seeing if there's something in my brain, Salt? I am quite attached to it being closed.
I agree. I would love your brain to stay closed. Mr. Lofus here is going to do some deep diving.
I'm not sure I like the sound of that at all.
Well, you don't like the sound of the other option.
I mean, I just met the man. Not sure if I want him deep inside of me at the moment.
I'm gonna lean over to Salt and whisper, probably not all that stealthily, like I imagine the others can hear me, I don't know, but like, those aren't the only possibilities, Salt. You see, it's very possible that he's being somehow
Yeah, well, we'll
controlled,
cross that bridge in a
manipulated,
second.
sensed. There, it's not necessarily true that there's a worm in his brain. There could be other eerie stuff happening here.
All right, we'll cross that bridge after we cross this one. Mr. Lofus is also the uncle of Thessalia. You
Yes.
trust Thessalia, right? She's made every single meal you've eaten on this ship.
I suppose I do.
So you should, by transitive property, trust her uncle.
Right. I see. Well, hold that thought a moment, Salt. And he is going to leap to his feet and try to dash past you.
Oh dear. I mean, I'll try to stop him.
You're going to try to stop him?
Yeah, totally. I mean, let's see. What can I do to try to stop him? Probably a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, are we rolling initiative here or what?
We're going to do one quick round to see what you guys do out of combat, and then we will roll initiative. So go ahead, and how are you trying to stop him?
So for one, the homunculus servant is going to fly from beneath my hood where he was waiting for such an incident, and like clasp onto Harcourt's like face to try to inhibit him from so that he has to waste a couple of moments clutching at the homunculus, like getting him off of his eyes or ears or whatever, and I'm going to try to trip him before resorting to more violent means of stopping him. We'll just start with that.
You're gonna use your little homunculus to give you the help action on tripping him.
That's right.
Okay. Right. Go ahead, Chris, and do me a favor, and you're going to roll a contested athletics to do a trip attack. It's going to be at advantage for you and regular for him. Okay. So 14 versus his 17. So you drop low to trip him. The homunculus flies up into his face and starts buzzing his eyes, and trip that you set up, trying to get your body like tabletopping him basically. He just stumbles over you, but turns that immediately into a roll and moves past you towards the door. Salt, he's passing towards you. What are you going to do?
I'm going to step out of the way, and I'm going to pull out my pistol and say, "Where are you going to go? You're on an alien planet."
So he runs for the door, since you're not stopping him. And actually, this is where we'll roll initiative for this.
Oh,
Nice.
we're
We're
rolling
doing
garbage
great
for
here,
initiative.
Really wish Wally were here.
You still beat him on his initiative. So
Honestly, Wally's regretting that he didn't come along at this point too. So
Salt of the Starfallen, you're up first. Go ahead.
Oh.
I would like to try to persuade Harcourt to not run by saying, Captain, where are you going to go? You can't control the Spelljammer. We're on an alien world, and you're kind of resigning yourself. Are we going to turn this into a hunt?
Roll persuasion. It's a very high DC. a natural 1.
Yes!
all right, he runs harder.
Yeah.
Catch me if you can, motherfucker!
Is that your turn?
That is my
God,
turn.
we suck.
Scraps, it is your turn. You're doing what?
Web.
Throw this web down. The strands scatter and stick across, creating a giant cage of white sticky webbing. And the captain, in an unprecedented move, turns around and is suddenly surrounded by a purple sheen. A sudden light that just about an inch or two away from his skin.
Salt sees this too.
Yeah. There just is suddenly like a light that emits from his body, and the webs can't find purchase on him. And when the light fades away again, there is a perfect, like, him-shaped gap in the webbing. And he stands there, facing you both, looking to run away. That's Scraps' turn, and now it's Harcourt's turn. So, Harcourt has... So he hacks his way machete style. He's drawn his rapier, and he is just, like, chopping away at all of these webs that are in his way, creating a little tunnel for himself, dragging them out of the way, shaking them off of his hands when he gets stuck, and forcing his way through, attempting to get to that staircase. That is his turn. We're back to Salt.
Lofus, I feel really bad about doing this because you just healed him.
What?
And I take a shot at Harcourt.
Oh
Ooh.
boy!
That is a miss. You take a shot at Harcourt, and it... Oh, I'm sorry, actually, I lied to you. That first one, because for some reason I'm looking at the zoom window, and you don't see what the results of these things are. And so you actually hit him both times. So that first shot, we're going to back that up. The shrapnel from the exploding wood of your warning shot flies and strikes him, and deals 7 damage on the first one and 6 damage on the second. So
Holy shit.
You're firing bullets, and he gets the first shot sprays him with wooden splinters, completely peppering the side of his face. The second shot strikes him clean through the side. It punches in through the side of his abdomen and passes out the other side of it. And you hear him in pain as he takes the hit.
Yeah, can you tell me? I want to cast Fairy Fire on him.
Ooh, good choice.
And yeah, he fails. Now advantage on attacks against him.
Mm-hmm. All attacks against him. So
Yep.
I am going to command my Golem to attack him.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll get the stats for that. Does it act on your initiative?
I think it acts immediately after I do.
Okay.
I can verify that in just a moment.
3 damage. Hey, that's not nothing. Harcourt, now that the web has vanished and is running up the stairs to this level, and now we're on Salt.
Oh, Captain! Captain, my Captain! 15, 20...
You do have line of sight on him, even though you're not on that part of the map because you're at the bottom of the staircase.
25... Where you going, brah?
Salt, please, just leave me alone.
We need to find out whether or not you've got a worm in your brain, bro.
I'm not gonna let you take this witch doctor and examine my brain.
I will hold action. I will hold a shot for if he makes a threatening move against anybody.
Scraps, your turn.
Okay, so I can move 6 squares.
I'm assuming what you want to do is end up on at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, I want to follow him, exactly. Yeah.
So you're going to end up about there, and you have line of sight on him.
And I will cast my favorite cantrip.
Oof. Yeah. He's taken some hits, and now Are you using your bonus action for anything?
Yes, to command my golem to attack him.
Is also a hit, and it gets that sweet D4 plus 2, which is 5.
And I'm going to turn to Salt and just like make some eye contact with Salt, as though to say like, this is what it's come to. This is it, Salt. And I'm looking for Salt to like, what is Salt saying back to me with his eyes?
Salt rolls his eyes.
Like rolls his eyes like what? Do it for me, Salt.
Like, sure, whatever.
Harcourt turns to the both of you, and he has been unarmed, like disarmed. You have not let him have, first of all, he was disarmed when he went into prison, but you have not given him back any of his effects. And so he turns, and with his right hand, he flicks his fingers out, and you watch as that same purple shimmer instead reforms around his hand and becomes a kind of jagged, crackling wedge of light that extends past his fingers.
This is not something we've like ever seen Harcourt do ever. Like this is just like not. This should not be something that the Harcourt that we know is able to do, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And he goes ahead and he flings this kind of iridescent purple light at you, Salt, and critically misses. That's a 1.
That's a threatening attack.
It is. So go ahead and shoot him. Okay. So he turns around. His fist fills with glowing purple energy. He flings a bolt of it at you, Salt, and you twitch your head to the side, letting it glance past you and just dissipate harmlessly on the wood. But your instant reflex kicks in, and you pull the trigger twice. And both of you, Scraps and Salt, watch as the bullets slam into Harcourt's chest, knocking him fully backwards off of his feet. And the bloody mess of his chest pours out his lifeblood on the wooden floor of the Lady Luck below him.
All right,
Fuck's sake.
Lavoin, God damn it.
Are you all killing each other up there still? This is very loud.
No, he's down. I'm gonna handcuff him, but if you could keep him from like bleeding out would be fantastic.
Okay. So, are you going to him to tie his hands together now?
Yes, I do have manacles on my sheet.
Got it.
Yeah, you did pick this up a while back.
So, yeah, you do. You have manacles. You walk towards him. You have the manacles out. You approach his body. As you get alongside of him, all of a sudden, you notice that his face is kind of distorted. His head is kind of like, his facial features are not the way that they normally look. There's like a kind of strangeness to them. And you see that there's kind of like actually a pulsating movement on his face. And as you approach, you watch as spectacularly his head actually bursts open. And there, where it used to be, there is this now standing there.
Oh, cool. We couldn't save him if we wanted to.
Oh, does it not let me open that? Can you guys not see what that is?
No, I know what
it looks like.
It's a
An
intellect devourer.
It's an intellect devourer. Fucker.
What you're seeing is essentially
a brain with 4 fucking legs.
Brain with 4 legs.
Nice.
It stands there. It hunches threateningly and emits kind of this like wet hissing noise, and it begins to skitter across the deck, seeking to do something. You're unclear, but in
Never
any
mind,
case,
stay down below.
please stop making the loud noises. And also, is everything all right?
No, not at all, but we'll tell you in a minute.
Salt, it's your turn.
I reload.
All right, its turn. Stares at you, Salt.
With what eyes?
Well, yeah, it doesn't stare at you with eyes.
Its attention fixes on
It
you.
attention fixes on you. It menaces you. It
It
shifts
points
its body.
at you like a pointer dog.
Its paws, its claws, its horrible little limbs just kind of hunch down, and it begins to kind of bob up and down, and you're entranced by this. Your eyes are drawn in, and it actually, like, you feel the menace as it kind of just like begins to move its body in this weird pattern.
Gyrates.
It's quivering.
It does,
folds.
yeah. It does a very fascinating dance. And you feel it actually, like, now that you're aware, you feel it touching your mind. Like it's actually attempting to do something to you. And you shake your head and you shake the effect off, and it just like, oh, what the hell was that?
Brain puppy uses gyrate.
And it does, it then makes, again, that kind of like hissing sound, and it begins to flee this way. That's Scraps, your turn.
I am going to move like right up close to it, like, so I'm not going to be adjacent to it, and then I'm going to command my homunculus to attack it.
Yep, absolutely hits, and does its 1d4 plus 2 of damage, which is 6 to
Hey!
Intellect Devour. Salt, your turn.
All right, now that I have reloaded, using my action to dash, end turn.
All right, the Intellect Devour is there at you guys and is going to take a claw attack at Salt. That's its second attack. Damn, it is rolling like garbage. And it's going to turn, and again, it's going to kind of move in that sinuous way towards Scraps, who, again, resists it. Oh, no, wait. Sorry. You fail, Scraps. So you watch as it...
Is that a save?
Yeah, it's a save.
I'd like to re-roll that save, please.
Wow.
This is Kelton, and now I can tell you why I can re-roll that save. I get to re-roll a save basically once per
long rest. All right, go ahead, re-roll that save.
Due to the fact that there's like more than one intelligence in my body.
Scraps, you feel this thing begin to intrude. You actually feel that like hissing, like that wet noise begins to resolve into an actual voice of like, you just need to relax. Just relax, calm down. Go to sleep. Be calm, be still, relax. And you feel your whole body just go completely limp as your mind is filled with cotton. And then you hear this kind of sharp, waspish bird voice go, "Who the fuck is this?" And Kelton immediately shoulders you out of the way, metaphysically speaking, and you snap out of it and you're back where you're supposed to be. And this just slides off of your mind as Kelton knocks it aside. Scraps, it's your turn.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Your firebolt goes wide and strikes the deck of the ship, leaving a charred patch.
Oh no! I command my golem to harass to harass the intellect devourer such that the next attack on it from Salt, presumably, is going to be an advantage.
Right. Go ahead and make your attack, Salt. It's your turn.
I am going to move.
It's going to take an attack of opportunity on you.
Yes, please.
That's a miss.
And having taken...
You have the high ground.
Yes, I do. Anakin. Now I'm going to unload on this thing. First attack.
That's a hit.
Oof. Dead? Nope. Okay.
Nope. That's bad damage, though.
Second attack.
That's a hit, too. It looks really, really bad. It is basically you've punched holes in this like wet-looking brain. That's also a hit. How do you want to take this thing out?
As I'm passing by it, going, "Oh, lose a cute little puppy. I'm so sorry, Harcourt." Bam! Bam! You were a smart person, but not anymore. Bam!
So, Scraps, from your perspective, you watch as Salt charges up the stairs, spins around the fur of his mane, spinning wide, making this kind of like, arc around him, and he fans the hammer of his pistol 3 times as he rapidly lets out 3 bullets, and it boom, 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 punches through the intellect devourer, and you are veritably sprayed with this thing's brain matter. And it is a pile of just viscera and goo on the floor, and it is now dead.
I'm just going to look up to Salt and in the way of characters who say obvious things, just say like, that wasn't the captain.
Was that inside your head too?
No.
Okay, cool.
No,
Hey,
it was actually nothing like that at all. I am a worm, as I told you, a tadpole. That was something else. I probably don't actually know. I mean, I know it was like a creature created by the Illithids, but I don't have experience with that particular type of thing, right, Julien? So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, just like that. No, that wasn't me. That's not who I am. I look like this, and I hold up the anime worm again, the worm that animates with the cute eyes, and like this is what I look like. It's, as you can see, not like that at all.
This was a 50 Feet of Rope production. You can find us at 50feetofrope.com. If you like the show, please consider subscribing and leaving a review.